Disney World looks easy until you make a mistake. Here are the worst planning mistakes we still see people making in 2025 and how to avoid them. Number 1, the clock is charging you. The longer you wait to book your Disney World vacation, the more you're going to pay. That's not an opinion, that's policy. And Disney doesn't miss. Prices don't go up once a year anymore. They go up all the time, and once they do, that's your new total. Doesn't matter what the price was last week. If it changed before you locked it in, you're paying the higher rate. Here's what already happened in 2025. In February, one-day base tickets jumped from $114 to $119. Peak days now top out at $199. In June, multi-day tickets rose again. Event tickets climbed, ranging from $10 to $30 per ticket. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party now starts at $129 and maxes out at $229, a $30 increase over 2024. Disney Dining Plan went from $94.28 to $99.99 per adult and from $29.69 to $31.99 per child per day. That's $100 to $150 more for a family of 4 on a week-long stay just for hesitating. This is not new behavior. Historically, Disney raises prices 3 times a year, once before spring break, again before summer, and a third time just ahead of the holiday season. They've trained people to expect it, and if you're not watching the calendar, you're gonna miss your shot. So here's how to play it. Book your resort and tickets the moment your dates are set. Once it's locked in, Disney honors that price even if it goes up later. Add the dining plan up front if you think you'll use it. It freezes at booking. You can drop it later if you change your mind, but lock it in when you make that reservation just in case. Buy event tickets as soon as they go on sale. You can't get them early, but you can beat the price climb and avoid sellouts. That's more about them selling out and not really about saving money, as you can't purchase them 1 year in advance for the next, but they do sell out quickly, and that is an important tip to keep in mind. And you can track Disney's price pattern. Rate hikes almost always land before major travel windows, spring, summer, and the holidays. Waiting doesn't give you more flexibility, it gives you fewer options, higher prices, and less control. If you know you're going, book it. If you don't know, decide, because Disney's not waiting, and every day you stall, the clock keeps ticking. I mean, charging. Number 2. The calendar is a trap if you don't check it. There is no heartbreak quite like planning your perfect Magic Kingdom day only to find out at 5:57 p.m. that it's actually someone else's party and you weren't invited. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party isn't just some little after-hours thing. It is Halloween at Disney. You've got a unique parade, which is the Boo to You parade, and it's got that great music and the Headless Horseman that opens it. You've got exclusive snacks, trick-or-treating, ride overlays, rare characters, fireworks show you can't see anywhere else, and of course, the amazing stage show starring the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. And if you don't have a ticket for it, you're done at 6. They start sweeping non-party guests out early, and if you're not wearing the wristband, you will be personally walked to the exit like you just got caught sneaking into Club 33. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party works the exact same way. Different mood completely, but the same rules. Main Street gets fake snow, Space Mountain gets Christmas lights, and you get all the cookies and cocoa your stomach can handle. The parade is Once Upon a Christmas Time, the fireworks are Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time, and the vibe is full of holiday fantasy. But again, no ticket, no access. You're out by 6. Here's where it gets painful. If you've got a regular single-day ticket for Magic Kingdom on a party date, you just paid full price to get kicked out 4 hours early. You don't get the fireworks. You don't get the nighttime show. You don't get the extended park hours you probably thought came with that $169 ticket for the day. And if you want to stay, that'll be another $129 to $229 per person just to keep standing where you already were, with all the extra fun things to do though. But here's the twist. If you plan this right, these party days can be your secret weapon, because while most guests are focused on the party itself, what they're missing is the pre-party lull. On a Halloween or Christmas party day, Magic Kingdom gets weirdly calm. Fewer guests show up, locals stay away, tour groups shift to other parks, and by midday, you can actually walk down Main Street without clipping ankles with a stroller, wait times drop and the atmosphere chills out. And by the same time they start clearing the park, you're already headed out with maybe your entire to-do list done and zero stress about where to stand for fireworks, because there aren't any for you. If you're only doing Magic Kingdom for one day and you don't have Park Hopper, avoid these dates like your trip depends on it, because it does. But if you got a longer stay, a Park Hopper ticket, or a flexible mindset, these party days can be gold. Low crowds, lighter energy, early exit, clean win. Just don't stumble into it by accident. Disney posts the party dates months in advance. Go to the calendar, check the hours, check the event nights, decide before you buy. And if you want the full late night Magic Kingdom experience, pick a non-party day. If you want low wait times and an early retreat, circle a party date and enjoy the calm before the chaos. Because the calendar isn't just a schedule, it's a trap unless you know how to use it. Number 3, Florida weather doesn't care what month it is. You can get summer temperatures in January, a cold snap in March, and a sideways thunderstorm halfway through your popcorn. Florida doesn't do seasonal logic. It runs on its own time, and it has mood swings. And they hit fast and really tough. So here's how the year actually breaks down. Hot season, as it's called, runs mid-May through late September, with highs over 87 degrees Fahrenheit almost every day. I'll just remind you that in April of this year, we were seeing temperatures of 88 degrees as a high for April in Orlando. That was April. We were celebrating Easter. You can't have an Easter egg hunt like that. The eggs are gonna get gross. Dry season shows up from early December through late February. Highs stay under 74 degrees, lows dip into the 50s, and January averages 59 degrees in the morning. It's pleasant until the wind hits and you realize you've packed wrong, because the wind is actually very, very cold. In fact, in January of 2025, it got down to 38 degrees, which when you bring in that cold wind and throw in a little rain, you've got yourself a very uncomfortable experience. I had very burned hands from filming one day. We all did. It was an uncomfortably cold day. Then you've got wet season, which overlaps with the heat. Late May through September. August averages 20 rainy days every year. Not sprinkles, not mist. We're talking lightning, thunder, and people sprinting for cover with strollers. I sprinted for cover recently in a past video when I was filming Cinderella Castle just like this. I was a little further away and in the front, and I caught it being struck by lightning. So that was terrifying. But look at me, I'm back. See, I'm courageous. Hurricane season runs June through November and accounts for 97% of all Atlantic tropical storms. The 2025 forecast is already above average: 13 to 19 named storms, 6 to 10 hurricanes. September is the peak, so let's watch for it. I'll be here. And look, none of that is stable. In March 2025, Central Florida was in a drought. By June, some areas were underwater. You can start your day in dry heat, get crushed by rain 2 hours later, and end it in gusty wind warnings. This is not a place with reliable weather patterns. This is a place that cycles through all 4 forecasts before dinner. And if you're not ready for all that, it'll wreck you. Because it's not just the heat or the rain, it's the surprise. One storm, one scramble, one fried phone, and you're done. You're standing under the people mover hand dryer, dripping your socks while everyone else is halfway to dinner, and you're still trying to get your phone to turn back on so you can open the app. So here's what I do. I don't pack for comfort, I pack for damage control. No heavy layers, no denim. That's hopefully a given. No cotton that doesn't dry in under 10 minutes. I wear water-resistant shoes, kind of. They're Air Force Ones, they're kind of made of plastic. Real shoes, not Crocs. No, not anymore. Not foam runners, not mesh. When it's really bad and it's not hot, I carry a shell jacket with ventilation, not a poncho. Ponchos flap around and soak through and rip and get mildewed. A jacket is a lot more reliable and easier to clean. I stash a dry shirt in a waterproof pouch because sweat plus rain plus Florida equals nasty. That's the word I'm gonna choose. Nasty. Nasty, do you hear me? I pack a power bank. this is a little controversial. A lot of people on our team use a large power bank they have to recharge. I personally have purchased a lot of fuel rods because I'm able to switch them out here in the parks and I never have to remember to charge them, and it works great for me. But if that is not something you want to do because you're not here every day, so you're not getting those free swaps, and it doesn't make sense for you to purchase them for, one trip, then by all means bring your own power bank. That makes sense. I also bring a microfiber cloth. If you've ever had to tap through Genie Plus on a fogged up screen, you know why. Now, this is less about seeing my screen for me personally and more about clearing my lens to make sure that I am able to film and it doesn't look like, a foggy day in London town, even though that is like a cool effect, but I can get that through an editing app. I don't need to have all of my footage captured in that way. And when I see clouds start building around 2 p.m., I look and I pay attention. I don't just say, let's just squeeze in one more ride. I change direction if I need to keep myself and my travel party dry. If that's something that's important to us, I'll find a shade, I'll pause, because I've been that guy in soaked socks and a t-shirt too many times to pretend the sky is bluffing. Because what do I always say? My rain gear is denial. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Most people aren't ready for the weather because they think it's just a backdrop. In fact, a lot of people think, I can't believe they think this. I used to think it was a joke that people think this, but I've learned that people really believe, because cast members tell me that people complain when it rains, but why don't you turn on the bubble? Isn't there a weather bubble? Why aren't we being protected by this weather technology that you have here in Disney World? Well, guess what? There is no weather bubble. They don't have the ability to control the weather. They never have. And that is an amazing myth. I don't know how it started, but it's never been true. And I'm not gonna say it's never going to be true because anything's possible, but it's definitely not true now. So if you see the clouds, it's not just a pretty painting that Disney's put together for you to complement your magical day in Magic Kingdom. It means that you better run for cover or get your rain gear on, especially if it's denial. And that's the truth. That's the variable, and that's why I pack like I'm going into a war zone with snack carts. You don't have to love the weather, you just have to respect it, because Florida doesn't care that you've been planning this trip for 6 months. Number 4, the Disney dining plan isn't a shortcut, it's a whole system. The Disney dining plan came back in 2024, and people are still booking it in 2025 like it's a discount, but it's not. It's a math problem, and if you don't solve it ahead of time, you're going to lose money before you even take your first bite. So let's break it down. The standard dining plan costs $99.99. Let's just say it. It's $100 now, folks, per night. That gets you 1 table service meal, 1 quick service meal, 1 snack or beverage, and 1 refillable mug. The quick service version drops the sit-down meal and runs $59.14, $60. That's what it is, $60. We know better. Okay, it's a weird musical now. None of that includes tax, and none of it is worth it if you don't plan ahead. A table service credit on a Ohana dinner? Solid. California Grill? Great. Be Our Guest prefix? Sure. A table service credit on a $29 breakfast at the Plaza? You're throwing money away. A snack credit on a $7 Epcot Festival item? That's smart. A snack credit on a $3.75 Mickey bar? That's Disney robbing you in broad daylight. And this is where people go wrong. They book the dining plan without booking the meals. They forget to use snack credits. They use quick service credits on $10 sandwiches. They don't even reverse engineer value. They don't track what they've used. They don't even realize how much they've wasted until the last night of the trip, and they're standing in the gift shop trying to trade in a table service credit for trail mix, which you can't do. It's usually this is a dramatization, but honestly, my family always ends up with tons of snack credits to have to use, and we ended up with, all of those Mickey Rice Krispie treats and gold coins and things that are fun to bring home to other people, but we should have paid for them out of pocket and not sometimes double the price because we wanted the security of knowing that we had the dining plan, and we could just walk in and say, yes, we have the dining plan, and not think about it. It's kind of, can you tell that I have like trauma left over from how much money I've wasted over the years on the dining plan? You can, however, trade in your table service credit for a quick service meal if you want to really just pour a bunch of money down the toilet and just flush it. But if you end up in a situation where you can't use all your credits and you're stuck and you could grab a quick bite at a quick service restaurant, it's better than nothing, right? The Disney dining plan only works if you max it out. That means booking the most expensive table service meals you can and ordering the most expensive meals on the menu. Using snack credits on a $6 to $7 item, not bottled water, not popcorn, not cookies from your resort's bakery case. Building your entire dining schedule around credit value, not convenience, and skipping the plan entirely if your trip includes party nights, after hours events, or anything that already comes with food. Please, you're not gonna get your money's worth. This is a strategy game, and if you're not willing to run the numbers, track the credits, and squeeze every dollar out of every meal, you should be paying cash. You can load it onto a Disney gift card. They have fun ones with little bracelets that you can wear and you can go show your wrist. Because cash doesn't punish you for ordering the wrong entree. Cash doesn't lock you into a system that only benefits you if you pre-planned dinner 6 months ago. And cash doesn't end with you panic stuffing Mickey-shaped candy into your carry-on just to feel like you didn't waste it. And when I tell you I've done this, when I tell you my family has done this, oh my gosh, my family has done this. I want my dad, Craig, to write in the comments, Dad, my mom doesn't know how to comment on YouTube. She's not going to do it. But Dad, would you please tell a story? Thank you. The dining plan isn't a perk. It's a trap. Number 5, thinking you found a quiet week. You didn't find a quiet week. You found a marketing strategy. That week after school starts? Nah, not quite. The dead zone between Halloween and Thanksgiving? Nah, not really a thing anymore. Mid-May used to be a ghost town. Now it's practically shoulder to shoulder in every park. There really is no longer an off season, just illusions, ghost stories of the past. And if you're planning your trip based on what used to be slow, you are chasing a dream that died sometime around the premiere of Raven's Home. Because Disney doesn't want empty weeks anymore, so they don't have them. What they have are engineered peaks. Crowd patterns deliberately constructed using discounts, promotions, and events. It's not about when people want to come, it's about when Disney wants them to come and how many they want to invite. That free dining offer that made you feel like a genius, it made 10,000 other people feel like geniuses too. And now you're all here at the same time, fighting for the same return window at Cosmic Rays. But let's get specific. Summer 2025, free dining ran from May 27th to June 26th, and again from July 7th to August 6th. That's 8 solid weeks of fabricated peak attendance. June used to be somewhat manageable because of the heat, but now it's gridlocked. Not because school's out, but because Disney made it that way. They lured you here with their tempting offers. And it's the same thing with events. Flower and Garden used to be a springtime breather. Now it starts in February. Food and Wine used to be a fall tradition. Now it creeps into November. Festival of the Holidays takes over from there. And in between, Run Disney weekends, cheer competitions, Pop Warner, youth groups, dance teams. Every time. There's so many things happening, and I'm being so dramatic. But I did just see that when I said dance teams, I thought about everybody coming in that dance wear. Because the cheerleaders come in their uniforms sometimes. So I thought, what if kids came in their sequin dance competition outfits? Wouldn't that be funny? That's why I laughed. Every time a week looks low on paper, Disney fills it with something. None of this is random. It's not bad luck. This is by design. Stop asking what's the slow week. Start asking what week is being targeted with deals. Because if you don't know what promo just dropped, what event is stacked on top, or what school districts are out, then you're playing a guessing game that Disney already won. There are no quiet weeks. There is only the illusion of choice. And the longer you chase it, the more likely you are to end up in a peak you didn't see coming. The secret isn't the right week, it's knowing what you're walking into and planning accordingly. Number 6, TikTok isn't a plan, it's sabotage. You opened your phone to plan a trip. You ended up 3 hours deep in TikTok learning about the secret bathrooms, magic snacks, and a parking hack that'll get you to Magic Kingdom faster than the monorail. Except none of it is true. Well, maybe some of it, I don't know. And every minute you spend chasing it is a minute you're not actually planning something real or learning something important about what's required to go on a vacation in Disney World. This is the worst one that I personally have seen, the contemporary parking lie. It shows up constantly. This family casually says they just parked at the Contemporary and walked over to Magic Kingdom, and they film themselves crossing the street. They act like it's easy, like it's allowed. Like this is something normal you can just do. What they don't show you is how they get into the lot, because they don't, or if they did something unfair, maybe, possibly completely against the rules. Unless you're staying at the Contemporary or have a dining reservation for right now, you're not getting through that gate. Not with a mobile order to Contempo Cafe, not with a smile, not with your hand on your heart saying you'll only be 15 minutes. And I've even had friends send me that video like it's the gospel. I've had viewers DM me saying they're planning to try it and asking if I'd seen it yet. And I have to tell them all that, you know, it's not real, don't do that. But this is such a persuasive video, this social media clip, that it just, people think that this family would never lie to them. It's shocking when you know they would. You will be turned away, you will waste your money, and you will make it harder for the cast members working that entrance, because now they're fielding dozens of guests every day who watched a lie on TikTok and thought it was a shortcut. And that's the core problem. People fish for views. They'll say anything that makes something sound too good to be true and magically dramatic. And TikTok isn't accountable. It's curated. It shows you the one time it worked, not the 10 times it failed, or they don't show you behind the scenes what this family really did to get in the gate. It shows you people breaking rules without showing you the consequences. It doesn't help you plan, it hijacks your instincts and replaces them with edits and confidence in nothing. Meanwhile, over here at AllEars, shameless plug, but actually for real, we're in the parks every day. Look at me, I'm in the park right now. Every day, we run everything we say through real world tests under the same conditions you'll face. If it doesn't hold up for us, it doesn't hold up for you and won't go in a video, period. Because we're not just trying to get clicks and views. We want to help you imagine the trip ahead of time. We're trying to help you experience Walt Disney World before you get here, so that when you are here, you at least have some frame of reference as to what the heck is going on. And when you follow fake hacks, you lose more than time, you lose momentum. You show up flustered, you miss your early entry window because you have to go back to the TTC, and you start off behind. Worst of all, you probably accuse cast members of not telling the truth because you saw it in a TikTok from a very persuasive, family wearing nice clothes. TikTok is good at showing you what's possible. It's great at entertaining. It's useless at showing you what actually works. You don't need a hack, you need a system. And that's exactly what we're building here, one step at a time with you. A system that helps you make the most of every penny you spend on your Walt Disney World vacation. And of your time, because time is money. So it all comes back to money. Number 7, we'll just figure it out when we get there. I see it all the time. It's 8:45 in the morning and I'm walking into the park and I get stuck behind a family that doesn't just have their tickets unlinked, they don't have tickets at all. They think they're going to walk up to the gate and buy them. And I'm watching them thinking, you just lost the whole day. Because if you showed up without tickets, there are 24 other things that you haven't done. It's not your fault necessarily. It's not malice. It's just what happens when you don't know how this place works. But the truth is, Disney doesn't guide you anymore. It punishes people who don't prepare. And the softer version of this mistake is the guest who did buy tickets, but still walked in with nothing else. no plan, no app downloaded, no Lightning Lane reservations made ahead of time. And this isn't necessarily about spreadsheets, although you can certainly make spreadsheets and plan everything within an inch of its life. But in this particular case, this is about a floor, a basic level of awareness. Your tickets linked, your group connected on the app, a short list of rides you care about, a backup meal that won't destroy your budget at a restaurant that you don't mind eating in if your first choice is not available. Because this place will not wait for you to catch up once you're here. And if your plan is to figure it out when you get here, then Disney will be the one doing the figuring, not you. And you won't like where that leads. You came all the way here to experience the magic. So I have to tell you, friends, that the magic doesn't get dropped off at your door anymore. It doesn't get placed in your lap. You have to meet it halfway, and that has to happen a long time before you get to the tap styles, the morning of your first park day. Number 8, transportation time is not your time. No, Disney owns that too. Disney World looks small on a map, but once you're inside it, you start to see it a lot differently. Disney World is actually 2 times the size of the island of Manhattan, which I lived on that island for 20 years. And let me tell you something, I can't even walk it once in a day, let alone twice. Not that you can walk everywhere in Disney World, but still, it's really big. You think you're going to leave your hotel at 8 a.m. and be walking into Magic Kingdom by 8:30, but you're not. You're going to be waiting for a bus that was supposed to be there 10 minutes ago, standing on the bus through resort pickups, clearing security, and watching the clock eat your rope drop. Every minute you didn't build in, that's a minute you're not sitting on your favorite rides. This is one of the most common mistakes that smart people still make, because they Google, how far is Pop Century from Magic Kingdom, and see 6.2 miles, but that number doesn't mean anything, because it's not just about distance, it's about the whole system. And Disney's system is built for scale and definitely not for speed. They even tell you that you should plan for up to 90 minutes of travel time between any 2 points on property. That's not a worst case scenario. They print that in vacation planning guides because it happens all the time. And here's why. Buses don't just show up, they run on a loop. If you miss one by 2 minutes, the next one could be 15 minutes away, or more if they needed to load on an ECV, or if there's traffic, or another resort took priority. Monorails get delayed, boats get backed up, the Skyliner can stop midair, and rideshare to Magic Kingdom doesn't take you to the gates, it drops you at the TTC, where you'll still need to commute with everybody else that drove their car or got dropped off from an area hotel. Driving yourself, you'll still deal with parking, security, and transfers. You're not skipping the mess, you're just paying for it in a different way. And when you park hop, it could even get worse, depending on the mode of transportation that you have to take to get to the next location. It's probably going to be an hour minimum, but Disney tells you to plan for 90 minutes. And the consequences add up fast. If you're late to a dining reservation, there is a grace period, but not a long one. If you're trying to rope drop, that first 45 minutes is the golden hour, and if you miss that, you're behind all day. You're hoping for fireworks, and you leave too late, you'll miss the show entirely, or watch it from a bus window. So here's what works. If you are willing to gamble a little bit and you're saying, I wanna just cut it close, but not too close, and if something goes wrong, I will just accept it. Budget 45 minutes minimum to get anywhere on property. If you're hopping between parks, go ahead and budget a full hour, especially if you're trying to get to a dining reservation or there's something that you have to get there on time to experience. Budget 90 minutes if you've got something you cannot absolutely miss. All right, this is a really special, hard to get dining reservation that you absolutely must get, that you must make. A Lightning Lane reservation that you want or need, or something like an after hours event where you've spent a lot of extra money to be there and you want to absolutely get the most of it. And during storms, fireworks, or park close, add 30 minutes to all of that. Everyone's moving at once and the system gets crushed. You can't control the schedule. You can't control the backups. You can't control the fact that all of Magic Kingdom is trying to leave at the exact same time. What you can control is when you start moving. If you act like the map is real life, you'll lose. It's not about mileage, it's about steps. If you act like the system will protect you, you'll lose, because I hate to say this to you, but nobody's looking out for you. You can call and you can beg, you can chat with someone through the My Disney Experience app and say, we were late and there, is there any way you can help us? There are no guarantees. That cast member might not be able to help you with your request, even if they want to, which they do. Usually. But if you act like Disney transportation runs on chaos, which it does, and like buffers are your best friend, as a wise person once told me, live your life with margins, then you'll win. If you made it to the end, go ahead and drop this password in the comments below. And while you're down there, why not hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you'll be one of the first to know when myself or one of my friends comes out with a new video, something that we do all week. See you next time.